Welcome, everybody, to
Hey,
the Shut Your Mouth Lounge. There's Addy, always willing to interrupt me. Just waiting for it. There he was. It's episode 95. I'm Alex. The guy who just interrupted me is Addy. Addy, say something now.
something now.
There we go. That way you don't have to fucking listen to him and me at the same time. Now you understand who Addy is, okay? And there's Soon here, too. Soon, say something.
Hey, what's up?
Alright, there you go. You got all three voices down. We're going to be joined by a fourth voice at some point, and that's going to be Pink Sparkle Puff. At the current moment, he is busy with a burrito. They are making sweet, sweet love. Now, I don't know about you guys, but now I've got sweet, sweet lack of passion for the idea of doing a Madam Web movie. Did you guys hear about this?
No.
Well, I saw it in the Discord.
There was a kind of a, I don't want to call it a leak, but it's one of those things where, yet again, somebody talks about, oh, well, Sony's planning a Madam Web movie.
I mean, of course they are.
The funny thing is, this leaked the day before the whole Spider-Man's coming back to Marvel thing. So, there was one day where I was like, oh my god, we're never getting Spider-Man back. Sony is just going to do this. And then the next day I was like, oh, thank God. Thank Jesus.
To be fair, it is only for one more movie.
I think it's technically two more movies. They're going to wrap up the Home trilogy, and they're going to put Spider-Man in one other MCU movie.
Really? I didn't see that. But, okay.
Which, there was a rumor floating around that they wanted him in Captain Marvel. So,
Yeah.
apparently the only thing that can make Carol sympathetic at this point is her having a crush on a much younger guy. Oh, that's going to be awkward if they actually do that. There's no way. They wouldn't.
Wouldn't she be like, what, 50?
Well,
40, 50? And he would be like 20?
if we're assuming she was 30 at the time of the first Captain Marvel, then yeah, she's probably nearing 60? Because wasn't the first Captain Marvel set in like 91 or 92?
Yeah.
Yikes. That's a yikes for me, dog.
They have one more movie to put Spider-Man in its freaking Deadpool 3.
See, that's the thing. So, Addy, I don't know if it's quite occurred to you yet, but if they could get Spider-Man for more movies, there is a distinct possibility that we could get an Avengers lineup in the films that includes Spider-Man, Blade, and Deadpool.
Okay, I'm listening.
I don't know that they would do it, but there is a distinct possibility. All three of them have definitely been Avengers at some point. And if that isn't Addy service, I don't know what is. Is Madam Web Addy service, though? Addy?
No. I just really only know Madam Web from freaking Shattered Dimensions.
Is Madam Web anyone's service?
90s service. I'm sure somebody from the 90s loves her.
Somebody who existed during the 90s.
Okay.
Someone.
Did either of you guys watch the 90s Spider-Man cartoon?
Yeah,
I
of
did.
course.
Yeah.
Okay, because that's the only thing I remember Madam Web from.
I remember Morbius. I think it's Morbius? The
Yes.
vampire?
Morbius
That's
the Living
like-
Vampire.
Yeah, he had like the coolest episodes in that TV show.
I disagree, but I always thought he was a punk ass.
Okay.
And now that he's under Jared Leto, he's going to be even more of a punk ass. The neatest thing with Morbius was bringing in Blade and having a conflict there between Spider-Man and Blade over whether or not they should kill Morbius.
Mm.
Now that he's under Jared Leto, him slacking will be an objective fact.
Hang on, wait, what?
Morbius.
Okay, I'm just gonna move on past that because I'm not exactly sure how I'm supposed to take that. So, the idea Sony's had to build a Sony cinematic universe here. So, could any of us even, like, imagine such a thing? Like, Sony trying to have some assemble the Avengers moment, and it's fucking Venom, Jackpot, Morbius, and Madam Web. It's a real fucking great Avengers lineup right there.
Also Carnage. You forgot Carnage.
Carnage. Thankfully, Carnage is a bad guy. They haven't gone down the stupid heroic Carnage route yet.
There's no way they can. Is there?
Not unless they do the Axis event, which is unlikely.
Is that the one where Carnage kills the bad guy and freaking gives the person who saved PTSD?
I don't know. Axis is the event where Carnage, Sabretooth, and a couple other villains became good guys, while Iron Man, Luke Cage, and a couple other good guys became bad guys.
Yeah, okay. I think we're talking about the same thing.
And it did get undone for Carnage, but it did not get undone for Sabretooth. And I think Sabretooth is still a good guy to this day, oddly enough.
But why?
I don't know.
Sabretooth works best. Sabretooth works best when he's an evil asshole.
I agree, but Wolverine was dead for a long time, so in that span of time, I guess Sabretooth was a good Wolverine replacement.
I guess.
But yeah,
is it even the same Wolverine nowadays, or did they? Because they've introduced like everybody from an alternate universe nowadays. So is it still the same Sabretooth, or is it the Age of Apocalypse Sabretooth now?
It is the same Sabretooth. He had his morality flipped by the Axis event. Remember?
By the way,
that's a Nazi thing, right?
Anybody wondering, or anybody watching? Because yeah, to all 0 of us watching.
The -2 of us.
Yeah. I think it was like when Red Skull got Charles Xavier's brain, and he wound up turning Sabretooth and Carnage into good guys and turned Iron Man and Luke Cage into bad guys. Which only stuck for one of them. No, wait, it stuck for Hobgoblin too. He turned Hobgoblin into a good guy, and Hobgoblin's still a good guy.
What?
Yeah, did you not know about this? It's actually pretty cool. So Hobgoblin's thing for a little bit has been he like sells off villain licenses, right? And he'll set people up with like the appropriate costumes and gimmicks and powers as long as they pay him X amount of money, right?
Right.
Now he does that for heroes. And he's still a dickhead because he's Hobgoblin. He's Roderick Kingsley. That's always a dickhead. But his whole thing is basically just being like, hey, pay me, $100,000 and I can make you the new Night
I'll make
Thrasher.
you a stilt man.
Yeah, you're the new Night Thrasher. You're the new stilt man. Who else is lame? I think Night Thrasher is actually on the current Avengers lineup.
Yeah, they brought him back a little while ago.
Oh, or is he on the Avengers lineup with Conan and Punisher?
What?
Have they added anyone to that lineup? Because I don't think they have.
He's on one of the Avengers teams, but there's a fucking 1,000 of them right now.
Right.
Like, I think at this point, the amount of Avengers teams actually outnumbers the amount of Justice League teams, which should not happen.
It outnumbers the amount of threats they should be facing, don't you think?
I mean, it's Marvel. There's only ever going to be an increasing amount of threats. Like, you would think the amount of heroes in Marvel that kill, there wouldn't be so many threats, but no. Deadpool and Punisher aren't working hard enough, apparently. Oh, man, I saw the fucking dumbest comic bit the other day. So, Punisher's got a new comic line that focuses on him, like... So Punisher for the longest time has been about, oh, I'm gonna hunt down some mobsters, some serial killers, some pedophiles, relatively, like, mundane threats, all things considered.
Mhm.
And this new Punisher comic, Punisher Kill Crew, I think it's called, focuses on Punisher instead going after ghosts and demons and spirits and things, right?
Okay.
Because he was just in that War for Valhalla thing, right?
Right.
So that was supposed to have opened Punisher's eyes up to all kinds of, like, supernatural things that require punishing.
Punisher kills Hitler again.
That would be great. I'd love to see that. It's Inglourious Bastards, but it's just Punisher.
Yeah.
And the dumb fucking comic panel was like he has Juggernaut's in the Punisher van for some reason with some schmuck that I don't even recognize. I think it was like a dark elf of some kind. Punisher picks up this big ass anime dick sword, right? And he does something to some dark elf outside the van, presumably sodomizes him with it, but who knows, it's Punisher. And Juggernaut projectile vomits everywhere in the Punisher van. Everywhere. And look, I love Punisher and I love Juggernaut. You're bringing together two of my favorite Marvel characters there. Juggernaut being a puke machine is kind of dumb. I digress.
You okay there?
I'm never okay, man. I'm slowly fucking going nuts. But hey, on the bright side, look, they're actually changing the graphics in Avengers, as soon brought up. And I will just go ahead and throw a timestamp in front of that. Where do I can't throw a timestamp in front of
what?
Fuck it, I'll throw a timestamp after it.
What?
There we go. I need to throw up a timestamp.
Absolutely none of what you were saying got through to us.
It was very slurred.
Yeah, and then it cut off for a little bit entirely.
Oh, wonderful, because it definitely came through fine on my side. I talked about
You're recording it, right?
Okay, where did it drop off? Juggernaut projectile vomiting all over a dark elf, or Thor's hair?
A little bit after that.
Okay.
Yeah, a little bit after.
So, yeah. Look at that, Thor's hair. It looks nice now, kind of.
It's so shiny.
They also revealed classic or comic Thor.
He looked good. I saw that. He looked great.
Comic Thor looks pretty good. I'll probably just play with comic Thor and just ignore their Thor.
I'm not a fan of the cape not being tied to the armor. I don't like that he's just wearing it over it.
Yeah, I don't get it, but yeah.
And you know what bugs me about it? It feels like Thor in flight would lose the cape unless it's attached to him.
Right.
Like, that cape design, I think, works for Wonder Woman because it's trying to invoke 300 and all that. But Thor, no.
If it's just casually draped over him like that, it doesn't fit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad they're paying attention to that, because the number one thing that everybody won't stop bitching about with the Avengers game is the graphics.
Oh, wait, the comic Thor is actually, I think it's Allfather Thor?
That makes sense. Allfather Thor's usually one of the top Thor variations to put in a game now. It's become the Grey Hulk, basically.
Right.
Allfather Thor, and then followed up with Unworthy Thor. What was I going to say? Can I just point out, there's all kinds of people who, it's kind of like the virtue signaling of video games, but instead of virtue signaling, it's I have good taste signaling. Is to say, I don't care about graphics in video games, I only care about gameplay. The next time I see someone, every time I see someone bring that shit up on, Reddit or something, I just think, really, if people think that, then why is Avengers such a shitstorm right now? Why is everybody flipping their shit because Captain America doesn't look exactly like Chris Evans? You know what I hate?
What do you hate?
Nerds. Fucking sick of them. Every fan base is the worst. Can I just say that?
I don't disagree. Yeah.
Some fan bases are worst, but all of them are bad.
Yes, so some of them don't make freaking fetish porn, but still.
Yeah,
I don't believe you, but I'm willing to take your word for it anyway.
Sonic's pretty low. Sonic's pretty low, all things considered. At the end of the day, I would still consider Sonic better than the Smash community. Because, like, I don't think any of the... To my knowledge, none of the top Sonic, like, experts and top Sonic players, if such a thing even exists, are, like, known pedophiles and racists. Whereas if you look at Smash, pretty much all the top tier players are, like, horrendous people. Oh, man. Like, do you remember when, like, earlier this year, that a 15-year-old girl beat that known pedophile at... It wasn't EVO, was it?
I don't know. I don't know the story.
It was one of the big Smash championships. For the longest time, one of the reigning champions in Smash has been this known pedophile. And everybody was happy because he finally got fucking knocked off the top of the hill by this 15-year-old girl, of all things. And everyone was like, yeah! And then somebody fucking went on one of the Discords she was on, and she's, like, horrifically racist.
Oh, no.
I mean, like, bad racist, man. Like, I mean, fucking KKK hood and everything.
Oh. Oh, no.
Oh, no, yeah.
Yeah, that's not good.
Whoops. Fucking stepped over the minefield to stumble into another minefield. Oh, no. It's like that fucking bit from the Simpsons movie where Homer's on the wrecking ball and he's just slamming between a rock and a hard place. Oh, Jesus. You know what, though? I think all our days have been brightened, regardless of shit news like that. Because guess what? Spider-Man's back in the MCU. Baby.
Yeah!
Yes! So, Pink, you missed it, but I told Addie. Spider-Man and Fox are both under the same umbrella now, at least temporarily, because who knows, Sony might pull out again. But there is a distinct possibility we could get an Avengers lineup that features Spider-Man, Blade, and Deadpool. And that is pure, unadulterated Addy service. So, to my understanding, they've only got Spider-Man signed back to finish the Home trilogy and have him in one more MCU film outside of the Spider-Man Home movies.
Yes, to my understanding, that is correct as well.
Which there's a rumor floating around a couple days ago that Captain Marvel is what they wanted Spider-Man for.
I don't know if I want that, like, immediately, because Captain Marvel would just then be getting her sequel. So I don't know, I feel like it would kind of devalue it if you were to cram another superhero in there to co-star, but I guess all in all, I'd be fine with it anyway.
Well, they had to
I'm not going to say no.
They had to use Nick Fury for the first one.
Nick Fury's not a Spider-Man.
Well...
He's in his own category of co-star. Because he can co-star in Iron Man, Captain America, he could even co-star in Thor, and it wouldn't matter much to me. If you have a Captain America movie and then you put Thor in there as well, I feel like you're kind of devaluing Captain America on his standalone premise.
I mean, Thor Ragnarok was co-starring Hulk, and Doctor Strange 2...
Hulk sucks. Nobody likes Hulk.
Doctor Strange 2 is going to be co-starring Scarlet Witch.
Scarlet Witch is D-list.
Shut the fuck up. She's at least B-list.
B-list in my heart, but in the MCU...
She got, like, one of the best scenes in Endgame.
Yeah, but she's just now being built upon.
You missed
this
a good part,
next phase is all hers.
Fucking Wanda is the best. Shut up. I mean, I think...
I'll happily say Wanda's the best, but... I just don't see how...
Oh, there we go. Now I got it.
Welcome back.
Hey, what did I miss?
So you missed freaking now you're listing out people who co-starred in other superhero movies, and we get to Scarlet Witch being in freaking Doctor Strange too, and Fingers goes, well, Scarlet Witch sucks, so it doesn't matter. Basically.
I love Scarlet Witch. I just said she was D-list at the moment.
I say she's solidly B-list.
She's
I'm willing to concur.
D-list.
You know who's D-list?
Who's D-list?
Fucking Batroc the Leaper. There you go. That's a D-list MCU character.
Yeah. Yeah. Scarlet Witch is definitely B tier.
And then C tier is like Yellow Jacket or someone.
Yeah.
Man, that...
I was about to say they hadn't even introduced the Yellow Jacket, then I remembered Ant-Man 1 existed.
D tier is like the head of Hammer or whatever. Whoever. The
Justin
Iron Man
Hammer.
villain. Justin Hammer.
I don't know. Justin Hammer was a big enough villain in Iron Man 2 that I think he fits into C tier. He was kind of co-villains with Mickey Rourke.
Yeah. I can't remember anything about Iron Man 2.
I don't blame you.
I remember Robert Downey Jr. sitting in a giant donut, so that was pretty cool. But aside from that,
He pissed himself
I'm sure
inside the
stuff
armor.
happened.
You remember that? He pissed himself inside the armor.
Yeah.
That was pretty great.
Wait, what?
Tony gets so drunk in Iron Man 2
Oh, yeah,
that he
yeah,
pisses
yeah,
himself
yeah.
inside the armor.
Yeah, that's right.
Can I be honest? Iron Man 2 was too early to do the Demon in a Bottle storyline. They should have went for Iron Man 3 with that.
They should have definitely waited till like after the first Avengers, or like possibly even after Civil War or something. Maybe
I would
before
say,
Civil War.
you know, hindsight is 2020. Iron Man 3 would have been the perfect time to do Demon in a Bottle instead, because that could have coincided with his PTSD.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Definitely before Civil War, because I feel like Demon in a Bottle plays into Civil War on some degree. I feel like
Right.
it feels like Civil War, part of it is a result of Tony's obsession with being in control. And to me, alcoholic Tony couldn't really do that. Like, I think Tony in Civil War should be too clinical, too precise, too in control, to the point where it's a character flaw. Whereas alcoholic Tony, to me, should be, like, the wild partier, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, that's always part of what Civil War is to me. Like, when we think of Tony as being traditionally the wild one, but in that relationship, Tony's the square and Steve's the rebel.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, Spider-Man being back in the MCU. All right. I got a question then. What movie, then, would you want Spider-Man to appear in outside of the home trilogy? Pink.
That's an excellent question, because now I'm back at that square one where I feel like I don't want him to co-star with anybody, but what other type of movie are they going to feature him in?
Because we don't know when the next Avengers will be.
Precisely. It could be another decade from now. So, like, when did Iron Man come out? 2008, and it took, 5 years to get to Avengers from that point?
6.
Yeah.
6. So it could be another 6 years before we've got this next phase of Avengers movies coming out.
Yeah. I have to imagine Marvel's trying for more to get Spider-Man into more movies. Because Far From Home strongly hinted at him being the next Tony. And Tony was the core of the first 3 phases of the MCU.
Yeah.
Yes.
They did make a lot of concessions with Sony.
I think that they can probably hold on to Peter for more movies as long as they let Sony bring in Venom.
Yeah.
And Silver Sable and Black Cat.
They basically, in order to get the deal they have now where they, have Spider-Man for more movies, they basically had to give Sony freeway to use Tom Holland's Spider-Man without Disney's supervision.
Right, which that bothers me on some degree because who knows what they'll screw up. But on the other hand, I'd be happy to see the characters that Sony has claimed show up in the MCU.
Yeah.
I can't wait for Jackpot.
Well, who knows? Maybe they'll do something decent with Jackpot if, Kevin Feige actually comes in and does. Because, it turned out Kevin Feige secretly did a bunch of work on Spider-Verse, didn't it? I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. I didn't hear about that.
Probably.
So if Kevin Feige's like, hey, if you want to make Jackpot a success, just do this, this, and this. And then surprise, oh, Jackpot actually turns out to be really good. How'd that happen? But I'm talking more so about, well, Venom, obviously, but also Black Cat and Silver Sable. Like, to me, Black Cat will always have the problem of being a Catwoman ripoff, but I can like Black Cat when she's done well enough.
Mm-hmm.
And Silver Sable,
I'm a Marvel
I'm sure
fanboy, so
I'm sorry?
I'm a Marvel fanboy, so I'll always view a Black Cat in a higher light than I will Catwoman.
I mean, there's differences in... They've both been badly written in the past couple of years, but for very different reasons.
Mm.
I mean, Silver Sable could probably be useful for a ton of things, because she's pretty much the go-to mercenary in Marvel.
Absolutely.
And you know what? Hang on. So, do you guys remember a couple months ago that the director of Far From Home said he wanted the third Home trilogy to have Kraven? The world can only benefit from more
I
Kraven.
remember. And?
I'm sorry?
Yeah, I remember, and?
I'm just saying, the world can always benefit from more Kraven.
Yeah, that's true. Kraven's one of my favorites.
Kraven's always a ton of fun. Just because, like, the way he has to go out as a character, which... I don't know how they'd handle him in the MCU, because the way Kraven goes out in the comics might be seen as too dark and serious for the MCU. Because doesn't... Like, Pink, you'd know better than I do. Doesn't Kraven's Last Hunt end with Kraven killing himself?
Yep.
Yeah.
They couldn't do that in the MCU, could they?
Nope.
No.
Absolutely not. I think suicide's a big no-no.
Yeah, I think suicide is basically an instant R rating.
I wouldn't say it's an instant R rating.
Big, doesn't he like shoot himself into a coffin with a shotgun or something?
Oh, fuck.
I forget.
Well, if you shoot yourself with a shotgun, there's gonna be nothing left of your fucking face. Didn't someone eventually end up resurrecting Kraven?
Yes. I want to say it was his sister.
Or was it his wife?
I don't remember.
Kraven... I've never understood, like, Kraven's side characters other than his wife. Because I only remember his wife because she was in Spectacular Spider-Man. Huh. But, okay, let's just flip over. Soon, if you could have Spider-Man in any of the other MCU films, which one would you put him in?
Out of, like, the ones announced, or, like...
Out of the ones that you think are coming. Not necessarily the ones that are announced, just any that you think are coming. Obviously, no ridiculous choices like fucking Batroc the Leaper, the movie, but, you know.
I mean, I don't really know.
Okay, I got one now.
All right,
Nova.
Soon thinks, go ahead.
Nova.
No, really? Spider-Man
Yes.
in space?
Yes, they've done it before. They can do it numerous times over, and it doesn't have to be in space, because Nova is the bridge between Earth and space.
Well, what if they gave Pete the Unipower? What if they did
Now, that could be fun.
Yeah, because that could give Spider-Man a good reason to go cosmic again. Which, how long did the Unipower... how big was the Unipower storyline in the comics? Because I know it was only for like an issue or two.
Yeah, it only ever goes for an issue or two. And quite frankly, I don't remember why he got the Unipower to begin with.
Well, doesn't it just go to like the best person in the universe or whatever? And it just so happens the best person in the universe is Peter? Except for that one time it was Reed?
Unipower, I want to say, was completely random. Well, maybe not completely random, but it went...
completely random, the universe is fucked.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, guess who has the Unipower today? Victor Von fucking Doom.
Whoopsie daisy. Well, yeah, Unipower went to any being. I suppose that would have been considered worthy enough for the task that need to be performed. And then once that task was complete, Unipower leaves that host and goes to find another. And it's always instantaneous. There's never a moment where there isn't Captain Universe in the universe.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I feel like there hasn't been a Captain Universe since the 70s.
Not on Earth, maybe, but somewhere out in the cosmos. There's got to be somebody out there.
Well, I guess that's the thing about having the crazy cosmic stuff, isn't there?
Yep.
There's just a Skrull out somewhere who has a task to cook some bacon, and that's just what he needs to use her for. Alright. Now, I would ask Addy what he would do with Spider-Man in the MCU, but I have a strong feeling I already know.
Yeah, probably.
Spider-Man and Deadpool?
Yup.
I knew it. That's still kind of like... It's the thing of Peter being really young while everybody else is still pretty old. Like, the idea of Carol having a crush on Peter is so creepy. Wade being best friends with Peter is weird, because there's like a 20 or 30 year age gap. Like...
I'll be right back.
Okay, fair enough. But like, I don't know. I mean, obviously they could remove...
Okay, did Alex cut out for everyone else, or did you just cut out on my end?
Did
No,
I cut
just
out?
you.
Am I? Can you not hear me?
Sometimes I can.
in small bits and pieces.
Well, that's fantastic. I mean, because in the comics, Deadpool always has a crush on Spider-Man. That's always a thing, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
Really, half of everyone in Marvel Comics has a crush on Peter.
Why wouldn't they?
Oh, man, you know what's gonna fucking... there's one of my favorite comic book moments is gonna be missing from the movies. The fucking moment in the comics where Jessica... when the Avengers find out that Spider-Man is Pete, and Jessica Jones goes, "Oh my god, Peter Parker, I had such a crush on you in high school." And Luke Cage spends the rest of the fucking comic run pissed at Spider-Man. Oh, man. It's such good news that Spider-Man's back in the MCU. Like, I really thought Sony was just going to hold on to him, just to put him with Venom. You know?
One of the weird things, though, is I saw, or it's probably a rumor that was just passing around, was that Sony wanted to give them back Spider-Man, but in addition with Venom, they wanted Venom to have some stake in the MCU as well.
I did see that rumor. It also was about Marvel. Disney wanted Kevin Feige to not do the Spider-Man movies anymore because he's so busy. And Sony wanted to keep Kevin Feige working on their stuff.
Yeah.
I believe that also part of that rumor was that Sony's... when Sony said that they would be willing to take a 75-25 deal, that they were lying and a 75-25 deal had already been pitched. Which, who knows, because my understanding is that the deal they've got now is the 75-25 deal.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the deal they should have been getting in the first place, because back when Disney was trying to get the 50-50, that was far too much asking, in my opinion.
Yeah. And the fact that Disney wanted Kevin Feige to not work on the Sony stuff was a disastrous idea if it would have actually been carried out.
Right.
Oh, let's put Sony back in charge of this shit, so Spider-Man's gonna put on the black suit and MJ will die. Who wants to do one more day? Oh, fucking kill me. Addy, what's coming out on the channel?
Right. Well, I still have to load it up, but I do know that one of the things that's coming out is Ninja Gaiden Part 4, the last one.
The last part, which must be completed.
Yep, the Rachel Retrieval arc. It's getting started.
In the meantime, while you look that up, Pink, you got anything coming out on your channel? Oh, wait, he's muted. Never mind. Hey, on my channel, I got fucking nothing planned to release this week, but I will try to record Civ 5 at some point. This week was way too busy for me to record Civ 5, but I'll get on it. And who knows, maybe I'll try recording something other than Civ 5, because I don't want my channel to become a strategy game channel.
Yeah. I had no time to record this week either. I did spend all last night, this morning, whatever you want to call it, editing my current Civ stuff, so that should be coming out this week.
It's very nice cutting up a recording into multiple parts so you can just upload it over the course of several weeks.
Right.
Right, I have found it. So the one of that comes out with the last part of Ninja Gaiden is Overwatch.
Oh my god, how old is that Overwatch recording?
I don't freaking know. Very old.
Overwatch from last year?
It couldn't be the one from last year. Addy destroyed those.
Yeah, it's not the one with Brian. It's the one after that. The one where we did it with W.
Oh, okay, so only like 6 months ago.
Yeah, only.
Every fucking Overwatch recording we make gets sat on for half a fucking year. Oh, man. So we still got a backlog of one-offs, right? But we need to get more series in?
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe if we finish up the podcast early today, we can do another Tekken session.
Yeah, maybe.
And do you have anything coming out on your own individual channel, Addy?
Well, I wasn't able to release Origami this week, so it's getting released tomorrow.
All right.
Which is today for when this goes up.
All right. Competing uploads. It's the best.
Around.
No one's going to ever break it down. And neither of us remember the rest of the lyrics, do we?
Nope.
Wonderful. And I bet where you heard that song was from Saints Row.
No, I heard it before then.
I guess, the next question is, Soon, what you been up to in this past week, man?
Well, I just got Game Pass for PC, so...
So what you've been doing this past week is downloading?
Pretty much, yeah. I've downloaded Mutant Year Zero, the XCOM game with, like, the pig and the duck.
Yeah, I didn't know that was an XCOM game. I thought for the longest time I thought that was a Battle Royale game.
No. That's an XCOM game, yeah.
I may have gotten it confused with the prison one. Anyways, like, when we say XCOM, like, is it... Alright, the first inevitable question with an XCOM, like, is it as difficult as XCOM?
That's hard to answer. It's fairly difficult, but at the same time, like, you have the benefit of being able to, like, surprise ambush all of your enemies that you're going to face. And so you dictate, like, how you're going to start off the fight.
So it's like XCOM 2 where they introduced the stealth mechanic.
Yeah, sure. Except you don't have to, like, rush around and do stuff really quick, because that was terrible in XCOM 2 and basically made me want to quit the game.
Yeah.
But, yeah. It's pretty good. They've got, like, there's only 3 characters, at least as far as I can tell, unless you buy a DLC to get more. But yeah, there's only 3 characters, and it's more story. It's a story-based XCOM game with, like, a focus on the 3 individual characters.
Okay,
and
so it's not like the XCOM campaign where
No.
people are constantly dying and you have to replace them.
Oh, no. Yeah, like, if your character dies, you have to, like, restart the battle.
Well, that's nice. Because Lord knows every time somebody died in XCOM, I was like, I wish I could restart the battle.
Yeah. But yeah, and then I also downloaded Battlefleet Gothic Armada, the Warhammer 40K space game.
Oh, shit, is that on Game Pass?
Yeah, for PC.
Oh, I gotta try that.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been trying that out. and yeah, it's pretty fun.
What races can you pick? I know for sure I've seen that you can pick the orcs.
You can play orcs, chaos, human, empire human, space marine, I think.
Did they seriously divide the Space Marines and the Imperial Guard again?
Yeah, yeah. You
Why?
can play as the Eldar and the whatever the T thing is.
Tyranids?
No, the Taurans or what? I don't
The
know.
Tau?
The Tau, that's it. Yeah.
Okay, are they Asian or are they xenomorphs?
I haven't seen them yet, so I don't know. But it's the Tau.
Yeah, I'm going to assume they retain some degree of typical Warhammer 40k strategy there. And the Tau are pretty much the opposites from the orcs.
Yeah.
The orcs are all about getting to melee as soon as possible. The Taus are about stay the fuck out of melee.
Yeah, that's pretty much how the orcs play in Battlefleet Gothic Armada. They just like ram into you and suicide charge you.
Oh yeah, I've seen little bits of that. That's always my favorite thing. The orcs
And that honestly is such a pain to play against.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah. Because they pretty much one-shot you with their ram.
Oh, it's feast or famine strategy, you know.
Yeah. I also downloaded Imperator Rome, the Paradox game that everybody hates.
I haven't heard much hate about it, but I haven't been paying much attention to it.
It's got look at it on Steam. It's got mostly negative.
I don't look at Steam's reviews anymore ever since review bombing became a major thing with 4chan.
Yeah. Yeah, but like it was really terrible on release, and like I fortunately downloaded like right after it came out with a big patch that like fixed a bunch of the problems that people had with it by like removing a core gameplay mechanic.
Hang on, I'm sorry. Did you say they fixed the gameplay by removing a core mechanic?
Yeah.
What?
Basically, there was a core gameplay mechanic that literally everybody hated and ruined the whole game. And so they just straight up removed it in the most recent patch.
Well, what was the mechanic?
It was like a mana system where like you have to spend points to like these weird points that like build up over time to instantly accomplish tasks rather than like how it is in CK2 where you like have things that take a certain amount of time to accomplish.
So
basically, it was a front-loaded waiting game that was just it was really weird and really simplistic, and it just didn't feel good. Like it's hard to describe, but it just doesn't feel good. I played a little bit of it,
like a mobile game without microtransactions.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of.
I don't know what you would even speed up in CK2 that would, like, do that other than assassinations.
Yeah. Like, Son of Fabricated Claim. You remember that system, right?
Fabricate Clay. Yes, I remember its existence, but I never tried to do it myself.
Like, where you would, like, put in your spy and it would take a while for you to, like, gain a claim on, like, a province or something. Well, in Imperator Rome, you just spend like 200 civic mana, or you used to spend 200 civic mana to just instantly gain that claim.
Okay. Well, I mean, on some level, this sounds like it makes sense, but at the same time, if it's the core mechanic, then I can see where it'd be a problem, particularly.
Yeah, because like at that point, like if there's not it just removes the strategy aspect of it basically. But anyway, moving on, I also downloaded Vampire.
Which Vampire?
There
are a lot of Vampire games.
The Don't Nod game that came out. It's on Game Pass too.
Is it Vampire with the I?
Vampire, yes, with the Y.
Okay. I only saw a little bit of footage of that.
It's honestly pretty good as far as I've gotten in. I really enjoy it. The boss fights are pretty fun and like adrenaline inducing. Yeah, I like it. I like the the world and the tone of the game. Yeah.
I assume
And
it's
then
similar to Remember Me.
What do you mean?
The game Don't Nod worked on before Life is Strange. Remember Me. Remember
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember. Remember Me.
that?
Shit, don't let me remember me?
But anyway, what were you saying? What, Alex?
I was asking if it was similar to it.
No, no, not at all.
Okay. Because, like, the only Don't Nod game I've played is Life is Strange, and the only one I hear about now is Life is Strange 2, so when you mention Don't Nod, my brain tends to just associate it with Telltale likes.
Yeah. But, yeah, Vampire is pretty good. It's pretty fun to play.
Is it an RPG?
Yeah, yeah, it is.
Okay, now, the follow-up question I've got to go with that is, like, I remember seeing that there was a vampire-based RPG. And when I think of, like, vampires with, like, crazy superpowers, I always, like, picture them moving very fluidly, you know?
Yeah.
And I've never in my life associated RPGs with fluid gameplay.
Oh, yeah, no, this has fluid gameplay, yeah. Like, there's a dodge mechanic, it's kind of like Dark Souls, I guess, in terms of gameplay. I'm not saying that as in terms of, like, how hard it is, but, like, in terms of the gameplay itself. It's got that Dark Souls loop.
Kind of the dodge/block and then counter.
Yeah, yeah. With you have a side firearm. Yeah. But there's also, like, a bunch of powers that you can use. Like, you can throw a blood spear at someone, and then it has, like, this blood mechanic where you have to build up blood based on, like, biting your opponent in the middle of the fight, or eating rats before you get into a fight, or splashing them with, like, a syringical needle thing. And that's how you build, like, power for your blood power to use special abilities.
Well, that's interesting. Using syringes to harvest blood? Can you, like, keep syringes of blood stocked up?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you craft those.
So it doesn't have the Vampire the Masquerade thing of it needs to be fresh?
No.
Okay, that's different then.
And, like, and by syringical needles, I mean, like, there's a special offhand weapon that basically just gives you blood without doing any damage.
Huh.
That you can slash. But, like, there's also, like, little syringical needles that you can, like, craft beforehand and, like, stab into yourself to heal yourself or to give yourself blood. And then there's also a stamina mechanic, just like Dark Souls and Bloodborne.
I would think a vampire stamina bar would be absurdly long.
Yeah, it can be. It can be, yeah.
Then again, I've seen some late game Dark Souls builds where the stamina bar is absurdly long, so nothing changed there, I guess.
Yeah. But yeah, the dodge mechanic is pretty interesting. Well, I mean, in terms of how it looks, because you, like, basically there's this conceit that you move so fast that you kind of disappear, and they make it look like you turn into, like, a misty cloud thing while you dodge. It's pretty cool. And then there's this system where, like, different characters that you meet throughout the world, you can eat any character that you come across, literally any character. And based on, like, their social standing, they'll give you more experience. And that experience is used to, like, give yourself more powers.
That should be the tagline they put on the box.
You can eat anyone.
You can eat anyone you meet.
But yeah. Well, and if you, like, learn more about the person, like, their story and stuff, then you get more experience. But at the same time, like, you're learning more about that character. And so you might get an emotional attachment, and as a result, you might feel bad about eating them. So it's a really interesting dynamic. And if you want to go, like, a pacifist route, you'll end up being weaker than, like, your enemies that you have to fight throughout the story, because the quests that give you experience don't give you enough to keep up. You have to eat people in order to keep up.
That is interesting when they actually have the balls to punish the player for making the good guy choices.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, everybody goes back to BioShock as the classic example of how not to do it. It is weird that your character gets more experience from eating people that he knows, though. Does that just mean that the better he knows someone, the better they taste?
More nutrients.
Is that
I guess.
like a Pennywise situation? The fear salts the meat.
I guess it just makes them like worth more. I guess I don't know how it works, but yeah. And then I just downloaded Gears 5 and finished the tutorial, basically.
Yeah, that tutorial is pretty solid.
Yeah, it is.
It's got one of my favorite tutorial tropes, and the game, when it starts up, just asks you to look up. It doesn't tell you what direction to push the right stick. It just tells you to look up. And depending on whether you push up, it's set to normal. Push down, it's set to inverted. I love that.
Oh, I accidentally looked down at first because I was shifting my mouse, and so it set it to inverted. But then I just was able to switch it back to regular.
What happens if I look to the side?
Congratulations, you're an idiot. You started the tutorial.
When you look at the options, it's just set to idiot.
Makes it so that when you look to the side, you look up or down, I guess.
looking to the side, it's looking to the side that has to look up. There's the auto aim to 100.
I'm sure there is somebody who plays video games sideways, and that is a blessing for them. They're like laying sideways on their bed, fucking hanging off, and they're like, finally, a game for me! The tutorial, okay, so here's one thing I gotta say. Did you notice the active reload system, right, Soon?
What do you mean?
How every time you reload, there's a little timing thing you have to complete, and if you get it perfectly timed, that it will fill your entire clip with, magic super bullets.
Oh, no, I didn't notice that, no.
Okay, well, you see the little meter that pops up under your clip when you reload?
I mean, I'm not playing right now. So, no, I don't. But, I'll look for it in the future.
Okay. There's black, there's gray, and there's white. If you get it in the gray area, you just reload slightly faster. But if you get it perfectly in the white area, it fills your entire clip with magic bullets.
Uh-huh.
And this is one of my favorite additions of Gears 5. Prior in the series, every time you reloaded, it would only do that for however many bullets there were that were missing from the clip.
Right.
So it's basically a system to encourage you to not reload until you have to, so that you can get as many super bullets as possible out of an active reload.
Yeah.
Gears 5 changes it where you can reload at any time, even if you've got a full clip.
Uh-huh.
So now you can just be like, oh, well, I'm going to get into a fight, time to reload my already full gun. But it's actually a pretty neat system, so you don't have to fucking spend every bullet in the clip to get get a full clip of super bullets. Which I realize me saying this to you, you're like, okay. But for me, as a Gears veteran, that's a big thing. Because that's an important part of, how that game is balanced, setting up super bullets and all that. One of the chief things about getting good at Gears is getting good at reloads.
Okay.
Now, admittedly, it does lead to a goofy situation where sometimes you'll just be reloading your gun constantly, trying to get it just right. But that's a good game. I'm excited to hear what you think about it once you put more time in. All right. And anything else?
Nope. That's pretty much it.
All right. Pink, what you been up to this week, man?
Have I been up to anything this week? I've definitely played some 2K18, and I'm getting ready for 2K... Not 2K18. I played 2K19, because 2K20 is coming out. So, making preparations for that, getting my universe all set up and whatnot. Somehow, Zack Ryder is current Universal Champion, and what's-his-face? Kurt Hawkins won the Rumble, so I think somebody hacked my universe.
And whoever they are, they're an evil bastard. Kurt Hawkins will never win anything in my universe. Like, I remember the old days on the THQ forums when everybody and their mother was like, add Kurt Hawkins and T-Rex to the game or else I don't buy. And ever since then, I've just had this perpetual grudge against Kurt Hawkins. Man, remember when Tyler Rex existed? Do you guys even remember who I'm talking about? I'll take that as a no.
Hey, Alex, you really need to your mic.
I need to what?
Do something about your mic.
It is not
I don't
my
know
mic.
if it's his mic. I think it's his internet.
It is definitely my internet.
Yeah. He's not turning the crank fast enough.
Literally, that whole time you were talking, you just were like talking in slow motion.
Oh, wonderful.
You sound good now, though, so that's cool. When are they adding Tyler Rex? Come on now. But seriously.
You remember Tyler Rex?
I remember Tyler Rex, and I was there as well for all the Kurt Hawkins, Tyler Rex, and who's that other guy? Trent Beretta?
Trent Beretta, oh my god. Ugh. That, I mean, it wasn't as bad as we have it now with the CM Punk shit, but...
Right.
And oh my god, is that gonna only... Is that only gonna get worse now that CM Punk's on a trying to get on a WWE show again?
Probably.
Hopefully they just release him as DLC so people shut up.
Yeah. That is if Punk comes back, which, I mean, if he's trying out for a show or something on the network, I don't see WWE saying no to him, but he might just decide he doesn't want to do it. I don't know.
WWE should make a deal that he has to win a UFC match first.
Oh, man. You know what? If they release a CM Punk DLC, we'll finally be free of them, but we're never going to be free of the Benoit fans.
Yeah.
We're not going to be free of them until they die off. And shit, that's only going to be 10 years apiece before eventually we have to kick the bucket. But it'll be a good 10 years. We're going to be a bunch of fucking
children's children will live freely of those requests. Maybe, hopefully.
We're going to be a bunch of fucking geezers walking around old folks home. It's like, well, I can't walk without busting a testicle, but I don't have to listen to people bitch about Chris Benoit anymore, so things are pretty good.
We're not gonna do a fusion dance and become geese and then freaking flip people yelling predictable.
What the fuck, Addy? Okay, sure, I don't know why you said that, but okay.
Wait, what did Addy say?
Addy made a King of Fighters reference for no reason at all. Oh, man.
Sounds like something Addy would do.
Right, so 2K19, alright. So Zack Ryder, the hands of fate have handed you Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins. Which means it's clearly time to defy fate. So who did you have Zack Ryder job to?
He's defending his title at Elimination Chamber. So I don't know who's going to be in it, but you know, he has to drop it now. It doesn't matter who gets it, but he's dropping it.
He's in the Elimination Chamber against Brock Lesnar, Batista, The Undertaker, Triple H, and Big Show. And they're all going to ignore each other and just beat the shit out of him. I don't even dislike Zack Ryder. He just belongs nowhere near a world title scene.
I would pretty consistently push Zack Ryder to the top of the card in each 2K game that I played.
You're a crazy person.
I have Zack Ryder as my mid-card heel.
Hey, he looks like enough of a douchebag, so...
Yeah, basically, freaking the character I gave him is car mechanic douche.
I'm pretty sure that's what his gimmick was before the whole web show thing.
Oh,
Minus the car mechanic part. I don't know where that came from. No, wait, I think I do know where that came from, but I'm gonna shut the fuck up.
what do you mean? It came from Mr. Perfect's entrance.
I think you're very lucky the people in your house don't speak English, Addy.
Hey, I gotta go.
Alright, later soon.
All right, catch you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, God. Who is the top heel in your universe, Pink? Pink? Pink!
Cue freaking Mudrunner edit.
Oh, Jesus.
So, yeah.
Wait, is Kurt Hawkins in the new WWE games at all? Did Pink add him in as a CAW?
No idea.
Is Kurt
The
Hawkins
last-
back in WWE?
Yes.
Why?
I do know that.
Yeah,
His gimmick is the Goldberg streak, but he's the one he's the losing end.
I mean, it's appropriate. Wait, is he the guy that was jobbing to Goldberg, or was that Dolph Ziggler? I thought that was Dolph Ziggler.
I think it was Ziggler. I meant when I said that, I meant that he has a losing streak and he's trying to keep it up, I think.
Oh. Deliberately trying to keep it up?
I'm not sure.
That's fucking stupid if he is.
Yo, I'm back.
Hey! So, I'm confused. Is Kurt Hawkins even in 2K19, or did you put in a CAW of him?
Kurt Hawkins is in 2K19. He's actually been in since 2K18, I want to say.
Nope, because I didn't play as him.
2K17?
Or wait, it might have been 2K18 because I freaking hell.
I have 2K19
'Cause I played-
and he isn't in that.
Alright, so it would have been 2K18.
Yeah, because I was mixing up 2K18 with 2K16.
Right. I want to say it was I don't remember when the rebooted brand split occurred, but that's when Kurt Hawkins got brought back into the fold.
Because they needed to fill a roster slot.
Right.
The instant someone who's actually decent shows up, they're kicking his ass to the curb. But what I was going to ask you before your internet ever so rudely interrupted, Pink, who's the top heel in your universe?
On Raw, that would be who's not. I recently adjusted the brand, so it's not Seth Rollins anymore. Seth Rollins is top heel on SmackDown. I want to say Miz is top heel on Raw.
All right. So, not a monster heel then.
No, I've got Brock Lesnar on WCW.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. I usually try to keep one monster heel around who I just feed people to if they get too high on the card for me. How dare you rise above your station? Get back down. It's usually Big Show, really. Big Show's just my kind of general purpose tool for when something goes wrong.
Right, that's a good choice.
If the title goes to someone unintentionally, I hand it to Big Show. If someone gets too high in the card unintentionally, they get fed to Big Show.
Right.
And Big Show doesn't do anything else for me. He's just there for, like, fixing when things go awry.
Big Show doesn't like his placement on the card. He gets fed to Big Show.
Hey, as many Big Shows as they put in these fucking games, I can do that. There's like 3 in 2K19.
Why?
Right.
They have the modern version, the WCW version, and the pre-OVW WWE version. Attitude Era show.
Yeah.
2 mullet shows, which is double the injustice.
So you have plastic show, you have normal show, and then you have sexy show.
Oh, man. Alright. Other than that, Pink,
Other than that, I don't think I did anything else this week because I had no time for anything and I was sick yesterday.
No,
I haven't even watched Homecoming again, and it's been out for like a week now. I'm sad.
Oh, you mean Far From Home? Okay.
Yeah, Far From
been out
Home.
for a
Not
lot longer than that, Pink.
Homecoming's been out for a couple years now.
You didn't play Civ 6 or watch Good Place?
I did not watch Good Place. I have not really played Civ 6 since last time we talked.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Addy, what you been up to, man?
Right. Well, I've been training a lot in Tekken, so I can get off my ring rust and shit.
You had ring rust?
Yeah.
I'm sad.
Congratulations, Pink. You now have to try harder.
But yeah, I'm playing Tekken 7 right now, just to check out a couple of the new, see if I actually noticed them and shit. So they not only gave Paul freaking actual combo tools, or at least one.
Really?
Yes, he has a like upward strike that I'm not sure. I don't think it's actually that good, but it's a pretty good juggle thing to have. So you know.
If Paul gets any juggle tool, it's the best juggle tool he's got.
Yeah, it also bounces people
Oh,
the second hit.
That's the key thing.
So yeah, Paul also gets a Ryu Hayabusa costume.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know they gave out costumes too.
They did. There's new outfits. There's new preset outfits that aren't in the actual customization.
What?
Freaking Paul is a ninja.
What you're telling me is I need to reinstall Tekken 7.
Yeah.
All right. But I want to put time into Tekken Tag 2 because I don't want to get used to Tekken 7's movesets. Like fucking playing Heihachi with moves he doesn't have in Tekken Tag 2.
You see why I couldn't do moves with Lee?
Yeah.
All of my strings are in Tekken 7. None of them are freaking Tech 2 compatible. Because either they use moves that didn't exist, or they use the freaking bounce mechanic that got changed between the games.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's entirely different, because Tekken Tag 2 was not nearly as big on ground bounces as Tekken 6 was. Like, you see footage of Tekken 6, and it just looks silly for the amount of ground bounces there are in that game. It's not as bad as Tekken 4's wall combos, but yeah. Alright.
But yeah. Yeah?
And for curiosity's sake, they gave Akuma moves, didn't they?
Did they?
I mean, they said every character. I mean,
I don't know.
There's still some moves that Akumi.
Akumi. That's a gender bent version.
That Akuma doesn't have that he would have had in Street Fighter, I'm pretty sure. I mean, as many supers as he's had, and as many Capcom games as he's been in, they must have missed something. Even if they have to cannibalize a couple more Oni moves, you know?
Yeah. I wish he had the freaking Oni charge. The freaking thing where he strikes through the guy.
Oh, right, that one. I forget most every move Oni has, except for that kind of downward meteor strike.
Yeah.
Which they wound up giving to Akuma in Street Fighter 5 anyways, so...
Yeah.
Oni sucked.
Yeah, I liked a couple of his moves.
He was cool until they just started cannibalizing him into Akuma. Once Akuma became both Akuma and Oni, then Oni became pointless.
Yeah. Like, on my thing is, like, Akuma, I like Akuma better than Oni. I still like Oni. I like freaking Akuma having Oni's moves the most because, yes.
Yeah. Nah.
But yeah. What else did I notice? They gave freaking Lee a goatee.
A goatee?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that sounds horrible.
It's actual DLC, you have to buy it, but I will buy it.
Absolutely worth it.
Spend $5 to turn Lee hideous.
It doesn't look good, but it's Lee with a goatee, and I already gave freaking Steve a goatee, so I might as well.
Okay, now for curiosity's sake, can't you put Lee in a fundoshi?
Yes. You can put everyone in a fundoshi.
Well, I don't think you can put the chicks in a fundoshi.
Well, no, not the chicks, but the chicks get freaking revealing bikinis, so it's basically the same thing.
Okay, so here's the thing, Pink. In Tekken 7, they made it where you can put every male character in the game in a thong.
Perfect.
Yep. The tables have turned. Then again, admittedly in Tekken Tag 2, you can still put most of the male roster in wrestling trunks anyways, so...
Yeah. So, yeah, right now, being able to compare Tekken 7 and Tag 2, because I played both in like the matter of an hour, the only thing I'm really missing in 7 is Jinpachi.
Yeah, I was about to say half the roster.
Yeah. Also, the new Armor King design, freaking the best. I love it.
Oh, I don't remember the new Armor King design.
They made him look real freaking cool, and they also gave him like this, like jacket-like thing that has Japanese writing on it for some reason.
Right, jacket Armor King. Yes.
But he's also a knight.
Did you get the season pass for Tekken 7?
No. At this point, I'm not sure if I should just buy the freaking Ultimate Edition on PS4 so we can play together, or if I should buy the season pass for the Xbox version. Because, yes, I could buy the season pass. It would be less costly, but also I would only be able to play against the AI.
I mean I think it would make more sense for me to get the Ultimate version on Xbox One, but I don't know. I really want to try Geese, and I really want to try Negan. That's the thing.
Yeah, I really want to try Geese, and I really want to freaking play Armor King, because Armor King is my preferred king.
That's understandable. And Anna is also a favorite, and Lei Wulong is classic.
Yeah, Lei.
Like, the only DLC characters for Tekken 7 that I'm not really interested in are Final Fantasy dude.
Yeah, freaking Noctis.
And who's the other crossover character other than Noctis and Geese?
Negan.
Now, Negan seems interesting. There was another video game character they crossed over with.
No, I don't remember.
Because I
Give
feel
me
like,
a sec.
was it season 1 all crossover DLCs? Geese,
No.
Noctis. And then season 2 was Anna, Lei Wulong, Negan, JC.
I'm loading into the roster selection, so give me a second. I'll be able to tell you about the DLC characters.
And now the new roster features the ever-excellent Leroy Smith, who we have only seen, collectively 5 seconds of gameplay footage. But boy,
Right.
is it a good 5 seconds.
Right, it wasn't a crossover character. That's the bad part.
Who was it that they added in season 1?
Eliza.
Eliza! Oh, fuck, right. I forgot she existed.
It was better that way.
Oh, fuck. Pink Tekken 7 adds a new Tekken character. She is a waifu vampire whose main thing is that she falls asleep constantly. She's narcoleptic.
And also, depending on your inputs, her boobs get bigger during the fight.
What? I've never heard that part.
That's a gameplay mechanic.
You're serious?
Yes.
Wouldn't you want a smaller hitbox?
Well,
I mean, I'm fine with it either way, but still, it doesn't seem very tactical.
you raise a good point.
I think it's like depending on how you wake up or from the narcolepsy or something like that. She grows her boobs a bit and then they shrink down again.
Can't she do a Jigglypuff?
Wait, hang on. So is it a parry window or her enlarged assets a parry window?
I don't know. I have never played her. I just heard this.
Well, now I'm curious in a morbid fascination kind of way. It's like when you read about serial killers. I want to read about how awful humanity can be. With this surprise breast expansion porn in my Tekken? Harada, why?
Thank you, Harada.
When he says don't ask me for shit, it's because he's planning on putting all of his fetishes in.
Yeah.
Man, what fetish does Negan represent?
Cock and ball torture.
Oh, yeah, yep, you're right. You're definitely right. Oh, man. What fetish does peace represent? Japan.
Suicide.
Suicide. Hey, look, he was trying to get into Smash, man. We'd all take the same risk to get in Smash. It's the same risk that
what fetish does Akuma represent?
Okay.
That's the better question.
Who doesn't want to see Akuma in a fundoshi with a fucking Subaru on his head?
Speaking of, I wish Akuma had better customization.
Don't we all?
I wish freaking having actual pants on Akuma that aren't gi didn't look like complete and utter garbage.
I love that you can put Akuma in a t-shirt and jeans.
I wish I could make Samurai Akuma, that's the thing.
Yeah, I was about to say, there we go. That's what you want out of Akuma. But you can't even take, like, the Warrior Monk alternate costumes he had in Street Fighter. Or Cyber Akuma! Where's Cyber Akuma? I want to customize my Akuma to be Cyber Akuma. Oh, man.
You got Eden there. What you said got Eden there.
Cyber Akuma!
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. And he gets a new move where he shoots his rocket fist at you. It'd be great. So, I'm mousing over the little 3 bars in the bottom left. I don't know how well you guys can hear me. But this is fucking hilarious. The MS rating that my internet is getting right now is shooting rapidly between 30 MS and 1,800. Oh no, wait, 10,000, 3,000. Nope, 1,300, 1990. Oh fuck, I can't keep up. It's bad. It's bad. It's very bad. Oh my. Oh, I don't know if it's coming back from this. Ooh, the numbers, what do they mean, Mason? Oh, I'm screwing that quote up, I think. I think it's numbers, Mason, what do they mean? But who gives a fuck? My god, it just keeps getting bigger. It won't stop growing. It must be proud of its girth. Holy shit. Okay, it went down a little bit.
Alright, I can sort of hear you.
Nope, it's back up. It's going back up. We're going back.
Never mind.
Oh, yeah. Back on the roller coaster of pain. My god, this is actually hilarious to witness. But the call isn't dropping, which is the insane part. It just keeps getting worse while still not fucking dropping entirely. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous, is what it is. It's ridiculous. Oh, now it's finally disconnected. There we go. Oh, yeah. There we go. That's the good stuff. That's what I wanted right there. Oh, Jesus. Well, at least I'm still here to keep you company, audience. My god, what is happening? Oh, Discord is freaking out. Oh, yeah. Oh, that looks fantastic. You know what? I'm going to keep talking about Tekken while this is going on. Because I don't know what the fuck is this doing. Oh god, it is acting so weird. Okay. Closing Discord. Opening Discord back up. Oh, nope, it's still weird. It says I have never stopped talking, which is strange. But you know what? I don't know what to do about this. How do I kick myself out? I don't know. So, hey, audience, do you enjoy Tekken? I enjoy Tekken. I enjoy Tekken 7 a lot. I enjoy Tekken Tag 2 a lot. I have a hard time choosing which of the better between the two. Obviously, I appreciate Tekken Tag 2's capability for insanity. Because, I mean, Tekken 7 is great, but Tekken 7 doesn't have Dr. Voskanovich. And whatever can you do without Dr. Voskanovich? I don't know, man. It's craziness going without him. And Tiger! Who could forget that classic Tekken character, Tiger? Oh, and I guess there's Ancient Ogre as well. I guess he's cool enough. I am definitely going to have to go into Task Manager and just straight up shut Discord down because it is acting all kinds of funky. But at the same time, yeah, Tekken 7, you can tell there's years of work going into Tekken 7. And I mean, not just the years of development, but like how it spent a year or two in arcades, and how every year since the game's release for consoles it has been updated. That is a game that has had some serious work going into it. Personally, I guess I would say I prefer Tekken Tag 2. Though Tekken 7 made some strong additions to the series, particularly in the roster. For the most part, I would like Gygas. I don't like Gygas. Fucking hate him. But I like Gygas' gameplay, but Gygas in the story just looks ridiculous. But other than that, like, Catalina is fantastic. I like Lucky Chloe way better than she deserves to be liked. And Claudio's there. He's alright. He's definitely a character built for Addy, but he is there. Who else do they even add in Tekken 7? Oh, of course I'm excited for the new Leroy Smith. He looks fucking badass. And I know there's at least one more new character they added in Tekken 7. I'm forgetting. Oh, right, Kazumi. Right, she's cool. It's nice being able to see Kazuya's mother, finally. Getting to see why Heihachi's such a dickhead. And she can summon a tiger, which is rad. I'm not entirely sure that I'm going to be able to keep talking here, because this is very strange. Discord is just acting up like fucking nuts. This is absurd. I'm not entirely sure what it's doing. It says it's investigating error rates with connecting and sending messages. So, that's strange. I think that Discord may actually be undergoing maintenance right now for everyone, which is fantastic. That is, actually pretty fucking funny. I don't know what's going on. Oh boy. Oh, this is bizarre. And, you know what? I think I'm gonna go ahead and cut it right here. Hang on. I wish I had updated OBS so I could fucking pause the recording. Jesus. Whatever. We'll cut it right here, and I'll be back in a second. Egads, I'm back.
So hey, W, I was just about to go live. As I press the go live button, you come back, and it says invalid stream key. So
invalid stream key. There we go. All right, man. So Discord died. For once, it wasn't my
very
internet.
hard, yes.
Discord just fucking kicked the bucket on my end. That was wild. Apparently the Eastern servers just went fucking nuts. And
So how's the Western? How's the Western? Yeah, sorry.
I'm not on Western servers. The Eastern servers are back. That's what I'm on.
Then what the hell is the server or is the freaking call on?
I think we're each individual connected to our own individual servers.
No, we're not.
I'm pretty sure you
'Cause-
just moved yourself to the west coast of USA, and that's all you did. So, welcome to California, Addy.
All right.
God, that was fucking weird. Man, what were we even talking about? Right, Tekken.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm hard pressed. I would say I still prefer Tekken Tag 2 over Tekken 7, but Tekken 7 made some good additions to the series, definitely.
I like the juggle mechanic better, and I like Lee's coat. I like the UI working design.
The fact that you went for Lee's code is one of the primary benefits. And don't get me wrong, yeah, Lee's code is absolutely fucking sick in Tekken 7, but that defines a big part of what makes Tekken 7 good.
Yeah. I also like Akuma.
pleasing.
Tekken 7 is just full of pimp codes. Everybody's got a fucking pimp code. Everybody.
I love it. I love it. I wish literally everyone had a code in the game because I like looking at the physics.
Well, when they give
These
Ling
physics
Xiao,
please me.
when they give Ling Xiaoyu a pimp code, that means they're giving everyone a pimp code.
They didn't give everyone a pimp code. Akuma doesn't have a pimp code.
No, but I know you want that, but that's not happening. That would
I
not
really
fit that
want Pimp
character at all.
Akuma. I really want Pimp Akuma.
Okay, Pimp Akuma would just be great. I feel like that's what we're going to be getting with Leroy Smith half the time anyways.
Pimp Geese. It's actually just Mr. Big, but whitewashed.
Mr. Geese. Damn it, Mr. Geese.
Mr. Geese. Are we recording? Is the gold being wasted?
Oh, man. And now all this talk of Geese and Mr. Big makes me want to play KOF. God. Fighting games are good.
Some of them are.
Obviously, when we're talking about fighting games, every time we talk about fighting games, we exclude BlazBlue.
We exclude BlazBlue and basically most of our systems in Guilty Gear.
Hey, Persona Arena's alright.
Persona Arena is alright. Dragon Ball Z Fighters is not too bad. Then there's freaking Exile, and I actually never played in Exile, but it's a freaking anime fighting game, so yeah, most of the character designs don't appeal to me.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Like you know that the character designs aren't anything outstanding or shit when when the freaking local anime guy is like, I don't like the designs. Then again, I like shonen, and they're freaking slice of life designs. So yeah.
Alright, did you do anything else, Eddie?
Let's see. I played Lego Worlds.
Oh, okay. I was kind of curious whether or not we wanted to do a recording in that.
I'm not sure. So here's the thing. In Ninja Gaiden Part 4, I'm not sure if Lego Worlds would be better or worse than Minecraft, because I'm not sure if they would actually go to the whole thing and just make you be able to place one by one block. So good news, they do. You can actually build everything out of one by one blocks if you want.
So it's already better than
And
Minecraft, is what you're saying.
Yeah. And also, freaking, what was I going to say? Yeah. Whenever you place objects, so this is the best part of this. Whenever you place objects into each other, one of them gets turned into just a big block of one by one blocks that you can only delete one by one.
Okay.
So yeah. And deleting shit is really awkward. In fact, placing shit is also pretty awkward.
Okay. Well, I would expect it to be generally pretty awkward. Games like that do tend to, in general, have pretty awkward control schemes.
The controls are, for the most part, your normal Lego shit because it's made by freaking TT games.
Oh!
So,
Really?
well, Well, they either made it or their freaking name is on it for some reason. So
Oh.
they had some involvement.
Huh.
So yeah, freaking. Let's see. Oh right, there's not much of a freaking goal. Like they give you this thing of going
I'm
to
gonna go
different
get the
planets
cat
and
and
just
bring her into this room so the puppy will stop barking at her. You keep going and talk with Pink about this.
All right. So yeah, there's on adventure mode and there's a sandbox mode. If we were to play, we'd probably play in sandbox because adventure mode is not really fun.
Oh, that's
So
not good.
Pink, you know how in Minecraft, freaking what you call it? It's survival. Survival
Yeah.
mode and creative mode are basically the same thing. Only in creative, you can just pull shit out of your ass.
Okay.
Well, in this game, instead of that, you also have to research the things. So remember Astroneer? Remember the freaking 5 FPS space game
Yes.
that I wanted to play? Yeah. So imagine Astroneer if Astroneer was also Minecraft, and you have Lego worlds. But
That
well,
is.
actually, that's a lie. Imagine Astroneer with stable FPS. Then imagine it also being Minecraft, and that's Lego worlds.
All right.
So, I'd be kind of curious to try this and put us in a. I would suggest that we all switch jobs to a certain degree. Because Pink never fucking builds in these games, and I want to force him to build. Just to see what fucked up amalgamations come out. Eddie and you and me, we got lots of building experience. Pink, like what, are you just gonna build us a mud hut?
Yeah, sounds accurate.
Yeah, I don't
But
know.
so,
At some
like,
point,
I'm not
we'll
sure
be
if you
out
did-
of
yeah.
one-off content, but as it is, one-off content we're actually stocked up on.
yeah. So I'm not sure if you missed it or not, but I don't think that this is actually, now that I think about it, pretty spot on. Is Lego Worlds is if you took
Astroneer, but with better
Astroneer,
frame rate
yeah,
and part Minecraft.
yeah, yeah, and that's basically how I can describe the whole gameplay.
All right. But can I make my minifigure into Darth Vader?
No, actually, you can make him into freaking Ninjago though, which this sucks. The designs aren't good.
It doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, there's like they. Bro, you can become a vampire and stuff like that, and there's different animations and behaviors to those types of characters, but it's not interesting enough. Like there's nothing to do. It's building and it's building, and that's it.
Yeah, basically. But if that's all you wanted, I mean, it is a Lego game.
Yeah, I was always more into Bionicle.
Well, it kind of amazed me that it took them this long to make a Lego game that is just building with bricks, you know?
Yeah, and like I appreciate and I like how in depth they went with the building, and I actually really like how the game looked. But then there's actually building, and it's freaking cumbersome and it's slow as shit. And I tried to build a pagoda, and it would have taken me all of the day to actually finish a story of it.
Oh, God. So it's like actual Lego then.
Yeah.
Alright. Anything else?
Well, I tried raising money in freaking DMC5 in Bloody Palace, and then I wasted it all on freaking Dante's styles that I never use. So maybe I'll use them.
Oh, yeah, they're all really good. The weird one is Royal Guard's final one that you pick up. Which, did you finish Royal Guard?
I don't think so. I think my money ran out in the middle of Royal Guard,
Okay.
sadly.
But you did finish
Even-
Trickster, Gunslinger, and Swordmaster?
Yeah.
So, Trickster's one is a little funny. It doesn't seem like it's much of an upgrade compared to Air Trick, but it's actually really great. Especially for, like, doing long combos. And Gunslinger and Swordmaster just add a ton of new moves for pretty much every weapon.
Yeah.
Which one was it? There was like... Oh, what was the last Gunslinger move for Ebony and Ivory?
I forget, because I... Yeah?
Was it Honeycomb Fire?
Maybe?
It may be, yeah. Anyways, yeah, grinding in DMC5, that way you can make me and Pink... You can go ahead of me and Pink even further.
Yeah.
Pink's gonna be halfway through the game, and you've already finished it twice.
I mean, I am on the halfway point, I think. We're nearly on the halfway point.
There's 19 or 20 missions in DMC5, isn't there?
I think so. And I'm on mission 8. So,
yeah,
nearly halfway there.
Right, but some of the later levels are pretty fucking long.
Yeah.
That level with Dante where you have to go through the bottom of the Clyfoth is... not anxious for that one. That one's a fucking journey.
But yeah, then I also made progress in Nioh. Turns out, it wasn't the third level that I got stuck with, it was the second one. And also, the third level's boss sucks ass.
Okay, but you progressed.
So, turns out, the thing that I'm very good at using in Nioh is the largest X you can find, because X's give me strength.
But you hate the large weapons.
Yeah. It's weird, because it's the only thing I can kill things with. But I'm also suffering, but also it gives me power.
Well, that's always the thing with Dark Souls, is that slow weapons are actually good, because you only need to hit once.
So yeah, and the level 3 boss is freaking Nioh. Nioh is a chimera, is the best way I can describe it. The lightning chimera.
Okay. Oh no.
So yeah. Yeah? Oh, cat's acting up.
Oh no, she's doing... oh god, I've got like a ball of fur that I've picked up off the fucking floor, because she's a cat that sheds constantly, and she's trying to lay on top of it. Reabsorb! Join me!
Your cat will absorb its fur like freaking Rachel States absorbed all of Pink's recordings in the past weeks.
Jesus.
I like how Rachel's breasts became an enemy of the channel.
Hey, I'm happy with that. They are my enemy. Oh god. We won't have to deal with her unless we ever do another Ninja Gaiden or Dead or Alive again. So hey, there's that at least.
Well hey, Ninja Gaiden 3.
Oh god, are we going to make a series of that?
Maybe, I don't know.
The sequel.
We'll think about it.
Here's the thing. It would be an entirely different series, because Ninja Gaiden 3 is much easier.
Yeah, we're caught Ninja Gaiden Shippuden.
And what was the other thing? Oh, I think one of the big things about Ninja Gaiden 3 was that it's supposed to have an absolutely shit story. Which is saying something, because Ninja Gaiden 1's story was so mediocre it might as well not exist.
Yeah.
Anyways,
and
back to Nioh.
Yeah, Nioh. So the second boss is this spider bat lady. I'm not sure which one she is. I think she's a bat. But you can never know in these trying times. So, gigantic bat lady does Rachel's sister combos on you while also yelling at you, making you paralyzed.
Sounds like a good time.
Yeah, that's why I got stuck on her. So, basically, the way to defeat her is all the paralyzation medicine in the world, and also just being really good at dodging.
That's just being good at dodging sounds like you're describing half of the Dark Souls games. Those are very defense-focused games. Very.
And then yeah, level 3, they up the yokai count, which is bad for me because I dislike fighting the yokai because they kill me in 2 shots, as opposed to the normal 3 shots that people do.
Okay, I'm curious, would you say that the big weapons are better simply because you don't have to dodge as much? Since they deal more damage, you don't have to spend so much time dodging and then countering?
Well, I think that the weapons depend on or which weapon is good depends on who uses them, because the great axe is good for me because it has a heavy attack on high, because you can actually decide whether you want to attack high, mid, or low. It has a heavy attack on high that hits twice and hits like a freaking truck. So I can just basically, because recovering your stamina with dodges is also a mechanic in this game.
Hmm?
So I can just basically link into itself with dodges that give me back my stamina. So it's good for me, yeah.
Recovering your stamina with a dodge.
Yeah, it doesn't give back as much as if you would recover it through standing, but it does give back like half of the amount, I think.
That seems antithetical to the Dark Souls gameplay structure.
Yeah, because wouldn't dodge roll be consuming stamina?
Yeah, it does in Dark Souls and Bloodborne, yeah.
I think it does in this as well. It's just if you time it perfectly, then it gives you back half
If you
the
catch your
stamina.
breath mid roll.
Then
Yeah.
you somehow fill your lungs without breathing? Okay.
So yeah, that's a thing, and it's weird because with like say the dual swords, the dual katanas, if you do this, you can actually do rushdown combos and shit on people. They do no damage whatsoever, but you can do them.
Alright.
So yeah, like I think that's the thing, because yeah, there's weapons that give you more mobility, there's weapons that give you more damage, and there's weapons that give you more range, but you have to choose one, and you have to figure out which one actually suits you. Because I chose mobility, but mobility didn't work.
No, it doesn't. I remember playing Bloodborne and picking the lightest, fastest weapon, which meant I didn't get to beat the boss because I dealt, no damage to him. And he dealt all of the damage to me.
Yeah, that's the thing here as well. Like, yes, you can be really fast, and you can attack really fast and just basically do 1,000 hits to take down a guy's health a bit. But then you get hit once and you're dead. Or you can go with the freaking highest armor. You can go with the largest weapon that you can find. You can kill a guy in a hit, but also if you get hit 3 times, you're dead.
I like the math on that one better.
So yeah, like I feel like if like I think the difference is
Alright, I can't hear him. His icon
Pink.
is... Addy, your icon
Yeah,
is just...
I can hear you all.
Okay, Addy's icon was just flashing for me, but I wasn't hearing anything.
well shit. I'll rejoin the call, I guess.
No, I can hear
Okay.
you. I can hear you.
Okay.
Okay.
So where did I get cut off?
Just after the whole... When I said I like that math.
But yeah, like I think with our playstyles, with what I've noticed, I would go with the axe just because it does a shit ton of damage and it gives it the easiest way to kill people in the fastest manner possible. You would go with the lance because it gives you a freaking shit ton of range, and Pink would go with something like the Kusarigama because it's unorthodox.
A what?
Kusarigama.
No. I heard that part. What does it do?
Oh no, I said that it's unorthodox.
Unorthodox. Okay. I heard
Yeah.
auto dock, and I was like, wait, what? You're docking them? This is an entirely different game than what I thought.
So yeah,
Pink,
more-
defeat the boss by docking with them.
Yeah.
Take one for the team.
You do the avatar linking through the hair thing.
Oh Jesus!
But yeah, uh, more just to speak more about Nue before moving on. Nue sucks ass because Nue has lightning that kills you in 2 hits. Oh, if you have lightning resistant armor, if not, you just die.
Okay, fair
Also,
enough.
also half of Nue's freaking moves are just summoning a barrage of lightning onto your ass directly.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll have a tough time figuring out what the shit to do to him.
Heh.
And also, can I just say that I didn't like Nue I don't like Nue in this game. I didn't like Nue in freaking Naruto because he's featured in that as well. Because everything good is featured in Naruto.
Nah.
As we can see by the freaking good characters of Orochimaru and Nue. Ah, freaking hell. So yeah, and that's probably about all I've done. I've done more shit for sure, but I forget. Oh, like oh right, Burb.
Burb.
And the
Yeah,
bird.
Burb. My knee's got a burb.
What kind of burb?
It's sick. It's a parrot. It's a I think. Freaking hell! What would you even call it? Let me check.
Is it
Because
a parrot or a parakeet? Because parrots are actually pretty big.
probably a parakeet then.
Okay, because
Like,
parakeets are
it's
like
a
the
small
ones that can
thing,
sit
but-
on your finger, but a parrot needs to sit on your arm or your shoulder.
Yeah, it's a parakeet then.
Okay.
For some reason they're called the same thing over here.
Probably because their names are so close or something like that. Does it look like Jontron's bird, Jock?
Yes,
Yeah, there we go.
it's Blue Jacques.
There we go. I had parakeets. They tormented me. I had two,
So, yeah.
two in a cage, and they just screamed all day long.
Not this one. This one is freaking depressed.
Oh,
Yeah. So, well, now it actually spoke today because we got shit for it because it turns out it was sick or it is sick. I'm not sure. We didn't know, and the pet shop owner didn't say that it was sick, but it is.
you can go on down to Joe Bob's Quality Pet Shop.
I don't know where the hell they got it. They got it while I was working, so I literally only have the second-hand information that they gave me.
Buy our horses now before we send them to the glue factory.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm just gonna repeat what I said on the Discord before and just say that I really liked how apparently I give off the vile aura enough to upset small animals because the thing saw me. It it got overcame by panic and just flew straight into the wall.
Birds aren't very smart. To be fair, the first couple days you have a new pet, unless it was raised in a specific kind of environment, it's usually not going to like you.
Yeah.
The tiny little puppy I've got right now is a gigantic ball of joy and also hatred. It's a strange mix. But the first 2 days we had him, he was very quiet, very nervous, and just slept by himself. Well, he still sleeps by himself, but that's because he's an independent little pupper. Whereas back then, it was just because he was scared shitless of everything.
But yeah, like it's weird. It's weird with the bird because like it's simultaneously scared shitless of you, but then also if you put it on your shoulder, it goes to your neck and just stays there. It just stands there and looks around.
Alright.
So yeah, that's about all I've done, I think.
Alright. On my end, I haven't done a terrific degree of stuff because I've mostly been busy with schoolwork. I did get to watch the remainder of Season 3 of The Good Place.
Nice.
There is a particular complaint that Soon had with the third season of The Good Place, its finale. I understand why he made it, but I think they handled it very well, and I think it was the kind of thing you would predict going in because it's kind of a cyclical part of the show at this point. I would say it sets up Season 4 very well, because I am now very, very curious what they're going to do with season 4. It's the good place.
Right.
It reinvents itself every season, you know?
Right.
And season 3, like, what they're setting up for season 4 is very much the kind of thing that you could see going in of, like, oh, this is going to be fun. You know?
Right.
And, yeah, most of season 3 is very, very good. Season 3, near the end, starts posing the kind of question that you've had since the beginning of season 1. This is a show that thinks about itself and answers its own questions, you know?
Right.
Like, Pink, what would you say is the biggest question you've had about The Good Place since season 1 that has yet to be answered by the time you've watched?
Why is Chidi in the bad place? Did almonds destroy the universe?
Yeah. Yeah,
I know it!
It's actually a big focus. Chidi and Tahani ending up in the bad place is a big focus of, like, the latter half of season 3. It's a big question. And they bring back a weird character from the very beginning of season 1 you did not expect them to bring back. Like, a tiny little bit joke about some character's existence in the very first fucking episode. And they didn't pop up for the remainder of that season, or the season following, but they're actually a pretty big part of season 3. It's wild. The gags continue to be humorous. They continue to, with every season, further develop the characters and bring them to conclusions of various character arcs. Tahani is in a very good place in season 3. Oh, the good place. Ha ha ha. Silly me. And Jason is overall a pretty big highlight of season 3 for me.
Nice.
I mentioned that last recording, but it's because I'm kind of shocked. Because Jason was always out of place on the cast for how everybody else had a serious storyline going on. And Jason was just a joker, you know?
Yep.
But he gets something really going in season 3. It's pretty good. That is a good ass show. That's basically all I have to say about it, week in, week out. That is a good ass show.
Nice.
The other major thing that I've done this week that is a continuation of last week was I put in more time with Civ 6. And I definitely intend on getting Gathering Storm by this time next week. Because Civ 6 gets better the more I play it.
Yeah.
It is a great game. I've put in a lot more time with some of the other Civs. Like, before, I only really put time in with China. And who was the other one I put in some time with? I guess it was really only China. And maybe Korea. Just a little bit with Korea. But I've put in some more time with... I've been trying to run down the list of, like, the Civs that are listed as easy to play in this... in the Steam guide. And I look over that list and I see it and I'm like, I'm pretty sure Pink is playing none of the easy Civs. Because Pink, don't you just play Indonesia, Australia, and the Maori?
Let's see, let me run down who I've played. I've played as the Cree. I've played as Australia. I've played as Eleanor's France. Let's see. I want to say there was somebody... Poland. So I've got 2 domination victories with France and Poland, and 2 culture victories, one for the Cree, and the other one was for whatever else that Civ I mentioned.
I've not finished a campaign
Australia.
yet. I've mostly been quitting once I get to the medieval era, because I'm just trying to learn the ropes of the game right now.
Right.
Those are some weird Civ picks, though. Like, I've been staying the hell away from Poland for a while, because they look weird to me, man. The Cree I also tried and had a rough time with. They're a bit of an odd one.
I got really lucky with my game as the Cree, because my spawn location, my capital I settled, it was surrounded in a circle of mountains. So I didn't have to deal with any barbarians. I had perfect locations for campus districts and well, really any district I want to put down, it would get a bonus yield from the adjacent mountains, or they would just flat out be protected because, again, I didn't have to deal with barbarians. I had neighbors to the side of me and nothing else going on, so it was, all me just camped out in the center of the map.
Mountains are fantastic for defense, science, and faith, but they're awful for getting a big city going early on. Because they do not provide any food, any production at all.
Nope.
And
which, again, that I was still very lucky because my settlement, as much as it expanded, it never reached into the mountains. It wasn't like I was closed in. It was just this big wall around my city.
Okay, it was like 3 tiles and then a mountain.
Yeah.
Okay, that's different. Then you're in a good spot. I had a Japan game where I was in a nice little valley between some mountains, and that pretty much meant nobody got to fuck with me for a good while until I got samurai, in which case I was fucking with them.
And this is how World War II started.
Yeah. The Kree are in a very weird place, definitely, in that the way their thing is built, the fact that they get a free trade route for pottery, means that where everybody else should be building military in the early game, the Kree really want to build money in the early game. Which means that they're way more likely to be defenseless compared to everyone else in the early game.
Yeah.
Like if you're unlucky enough to spawn next to the Aztecs as the Kree, just get fucked.
Yep. You'll probably not be trading with the Aztecs.
Can I be honest though? Moctezuma isn't as much of a dick as Alexander the Great.
No, not at all.
I have not had a single game where I was neighboring Alexander the Great where he did not declare war on me in the classical era.
Yeah.
Alex is a fucking dick. Oh, man. And I always spawn next to Moctezuma, but Moctezuma denounces me because he's pissed that I have, silk and he doesn't. But that's the end of that. The civs I did check out, though. Obviously, I checked out Japan, and Japan's a fun one. And I saw your little LP of your Indonesia playthrough, and you mentioned that you really didn't like Saladin.
Yeah, I
think Saladin's fantastic.
Yeah, my opinion has changed on him, because over time, I've kind of figured out what his special abilities and unique unique buildings did. Because I wasn't really doing a scientific type playthrough. I was going for like religion and holy wars.
Yep, that's the mistake to make with Saladin. My first playthrough of Saladin, I made that same mistake. It's the weird the last prophet ability is one you look at and you're like, at first you look at it and you think it means you just get an extra free great prophet, which I thought was weird. No, it just means that your great prophet, if you don't get one, you will get the last one.
Yep.
But if you get an early great prophet, that means you don't get the last great prophet, which means the last prophet ability is completely fucking useless if you build religion in the early game for them.
Right. So you actually kind of have to go science to get his full kit going.
Yeah, it's the weird thing. He basically gets religion for free if he focuses on something else. Which is crazy powerful if you do set yourself up well with science and culture. And particularly, you won't get, like, your last prophet until the end of the classical era or the beginning of the medieval era, which works out because that's when you're going to get Mameluke cavalry.
Yep.
At which point, it's time for everybody to accept Islam into their hearts. And, like, if you're lucky enough to spawn next to Babylon or one of the other major scientific city-states, you can set up trade with them to get some science going, get some campuses going. And then once you spread Islam, because that's the other part of the last prophet, is that you get one science speaker for every foreign city that follows your religion.
Yep.
That is crazy if you can get a bunch of missionaries out. Saladin is fantastic. So I went from playing Peter the Great to playing him, and that's quite a change, let me tell you. Because Peter the Great is the beefiest early game religion player, without a doubt. If you can find a good tundra spot, like, Peter the Great is the only guy who should be deliberately going for tundra. Everybody else, tundra is garbage. For Peter the Great, he loves that shit.
Right.
Because he gets a extra production and an extra faith from it.
Yep.
Which means it's actually technically better than your regular grassland or plains tiles.
Absolutely.
And he gets holy sites at half off, which means that in the early game, you should just have holy sites at every single city. The one problem that Peter has is just that military isn't spectacular for him.
Right.
Which, I mean, yeah, pre-industrial Russia did have a rough time in military, so... Some civs I've tried and I've had a bit of a rough time with. Like, Rome and the Mongols are both rough ones because they're military focused, but they don't pick up the military focus until later in the game.
Right.
Like, the Aztecs are military focused and you can do that shit immediately.
Yeah, right from the get-go, because you spawn with the Eagle Warriors.
And I've not tried the Scythians yet, but I feel like they're along the same lines. But the Romans don't get their stuff until ironworking. The Mongols and the Zulu don't get their stuff until the medieval era.
Right.
But they're very much war-focused civs.
Mm-hmm.
So when I did my Rome game, it was a massive failure because I was trying to set up a good infrastructure so that when the classical era came about, I could, tear everyone else down with legionaries. Well, while I was setting up in the ancient era, Cleopatra just rushed me with chariot archers and fucked my shit up. And the same fucking thing happened with the Mongols. I was setting up for the medieval era, and then classical era fucking Alexander just rushed me with Hypaspists and companion cavalry. And he took my capital, the dickhead. I'm a much better peace player than I am a war player, I think. I really want to...
See,
go ahead.
The games that I played, I tried to do 2 faith-based games. Those were my French and Polish games. I was like, I'm going to be cool. What's that?
And it just turned into domination?
Yeah, it eventually just turned into domination. I was like, okay, all these missionaries are costing a lot. Saladin, he's not digging the fact that I'm converting all the citizens. Gilgamesh, he's not enjoying me either, so you know what? I'm going to declare holy wars on them. I launched some crusades, and then their capitals went to me, and then I took out China, and it was all over from there.
Some civs are more predictable than others. Like, you would not be in that same spot. Like, Gilgamesh, you just have to immediately send him a delegation and a declaration of friendship. Because Gilgamesh will accept declarations of friendship even if you're at neutral relations.
Really?
Right. Because Gilgamesh's AI thing is that he loves to get in allied wars. He loves to go to war with his allies. So he'll just take anyone as his ally.
Hey, come be my friend.
Because Gilgamesh gets buffs if he's going to war for an ally.
Oh.
Yeah, that's his whole thing. That and the early game war cart rushing. Japan's another one that's easy to stay on the good side of. Mostly just because if you spam religious buildings, they're like, oh, you're cool with us. Like, I was actually actively spreading my religions in their cities while they had a religion of their own, but they liked me so much they kind of just looked the other way. The real thing is to try and keep track of which civs haven't founded their own religion and focus on spreading to them first, because they don't get as offended if they don't have a religion of their own.
Right.
Because I was playing as Russia going up against China, Germany, and America. And, no, Japan, Germany, and America, sorry. And Japan had started Mahayana Buddhism, and they didn't like it when I was spreading religion to their cities all that well. But Teddy didn't give a shit. And he accepted all kinds of different Eastern Orthodoxy. Which, you bought the version on the Windows Store, right?
Steam.
Oh, you have it on Steam?
Yep.
Oh, I need to send you a friend invite sometime. Have you downloaded
Yeah.
Have you downloaded a workshop mod?
Yes.
So, are you like me, and the first workshop mod you went for was the one that adds extra religion choices?
Yes.
Yep. I had to. Because it bugged me how there was only like 8 options.
Right.
And like you couldn't pick from several of the more famous like mythologies. Like you couldn't take Shinto or Norse mythology.
Mm-hmm.
And also, of course, I had to get one of the better UI mods, because the default UI in this game fucking sucks.
I haven't gone into the different UI mods, but I'll have to look into that.
I've got one that's just real simple right now, because I tried one that was bigger and more ambitious, but it fucked a lot of stuff over. Like, at one point it made it where I couldn't pass the turn, which was a pain. The one I've got now is really simple. It just does a couple things. Like, for one thing, when you mouse over a city's nameplate, it will show which tiles are being worked by citizens.
Nice.
Another one it does is when you're controlling a settler, it will show how much loyalty loss each tile would have for like how distant it is from your other cities.
Right.
What was I going to say? Oh, have you found out about how you can set up city focuses?
I have not. What is that?
When you click on a city, right, you can set the AI manager to focus on food, production, religion, money, or science, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that took me forever to figure out. That's what I'm talking about. I wasn't sure if you'd known about it.
Oh, yeah.
Because that was a big part of Civ 5, and at first I was worried they took it out for Civ 6, and I was like, what the fuck? That means I'm going to be so much worse. Because you don't want it in the AI manager's hands. The AI manager will do some dumb shit when set to default.
Our people are starving, but let's focus on our faith.
Yeah. At one population, I built a fucking city on the Crater Lake Wonder. The Crater Lake Wonder turns out 2 gold and 4 faith per turn. So the AI manager for this city that I had just settled with 1 population and no production was like, well, clearly we want the tile with the highest fucking turnout, so we'll fucking work this tile that provides 4 faith and 2 gold. Meanwhile, people are starving in the streets and nothing's getting built. But hey, we're turning 4 faith. Oh, man. It's always fantastic when you can set up on a natural wonder. It just doesn't happen often enough. Like, being able to build on a natural wonder pretty much guarantees you a great religious early game.
Right.
That's a fantastic game. Now, I'm definitely going to play it after we're done recording. And other than that, yeah, I'll go ahead and say that that's pretty much the extent of what I've done that I think I should talk about. Alright. So I think we can call that a podcast.
Alright.
Addy, say bye.
Bye, I guess.